Hi there, welcome back to the Ginescast. I'm your host, Gina.annunziato. Thank you so much for joining me. It's October. It's the final quarter of 2018, and I can't believe we are finally here. I have zero expectations of what we're going to experience, what we're going to see. I don't know what the midterms will look like at all, but all I know is that we're having a good time making this nice content. It's keeping me honest, being able to do it once a week for you guys, and I really hope that stride comes soon because I got a lot of things to tell y'all. In a few short weeks, I will be heading out to Politicon, where I will be live streaming on this channel and hopefully talking to some cool people, have some nice conversations about politics, and we'll see where we go from there. But in the meantime, sit back and relax and listen to the Ginescast number 21, The People Who Help You Grow. Do you remember the kids you hung out with as a child? 'Cause I do. I remember everyone. I have a great memory. But I don't remember anything that we actually talked about. I just remember being their friends. As a kid, I was so consumed with how I felt about things that I barely listened to any of my peers. At least that's how I remember it. It was one of those little phenomenon life experiences where you have absolutely no filter as a kid, so you just tell all your things to anyone who would listen. Anyone who was the same height as you, that was a qualifier. That's what friends were. You shared things because you were the same age, you both liked cookies, bam! Friendship. And as you grew, the depth of your friendship could also grow. Or perhaps it fell by the wayside, things happen and people drift apart. I deactivated my Facebook months ago, but I had a lot of quote-unquote friends on that site. Lots of people from high school or college who I would observe and basically wish them well every time I saw their struggles pass my newsfeed or I realized it was their birthday and I just said, hey, high five, I don't talk to you anymore, but I can't really unfriend you on your birthday. That's mean. But yeah, I would say quote-unquote friends even when I didn't really mean it. That word is weirdly becoming harder and harder to define as I get older, I'm finding. Because, you have people who you're acquainted with at least, your work friends, people you just work with, and you find your friends along the way as well. And maybe I'm kind of putting my trust issues on display here, which is kind of part of the no filter thing, but if I don't really make friends very easily, weirdly. I'm not all that easy to get along with when it boils down to it. As far as keeping people around me, I'm very polite, I'm cordial, I'm nice, and I'm pretty and I'm cool, but getting me to open up about certain topics is really like trying to yank the lid off a pickle jar. And if I do open up, and that Band-Aid comes off, and I'm showing you who I really am, that's when people tend to run away. That's why I don't share just anything with just anybody. And why should I? Why should you either? The internet gives us the luxury of sharing basically whatever we want with the entire world. We say what we think, what we feel, what we observe, and what we know, and we get to see who bites at the lures that we put out. And the wider net that we cast, the higher up on the ladder we go. The secret to success I'm finding online is being able to partner with the best of the best. Finding those who are high up on rungs who can give you a hand and get you to their level. Okay, maybe not exactly their level, but they'll at least help you out and give you a better vantage point. The weird thing is that these internet friendships are fleeting, and it's not always due to just normal person-to-person interaction. What we're doing is we keep finding fucking weirdos online. People that we thought were really cool, but because everything's out there, we're finding those icky background information and it's all coming to the surface and suddenly they're not desirable candidates to associate with anymore. This is something that keeps happening over and over and over again, and it's spilling out into real life too. When we have the press harping on what amounts to fan fiction, or the New York Times articles detailing alleged bar fights involving ICE in the 80s in an attempt to say a Supreme Court nominee won't be good at his job, I sincerely have to question everything that I've ever done, everybody that I've ever interacted with, anything that I possibly could have done or potentially could do in my life. Holy shit. There are some who say we are only as good as the company we keep. Guilt by association is a palpable subject online. Why? Because it's easy to do. We don't even have to talk about that too much because you get it. People will chastise you because you follow a certain person on Twitter. Oh, what's that? You one time posted in a subreddit that we deem hateful? To hell with you and your well thought out opinion. It's crazy. In a sea of political firestorms, cultural shifts, and overall societal nastiness, how do you even begin to navigate who is the best of the best out there, who you could even decide to hang out with? But I don't feel that way anymore, because that doesn't work. That level of indifference doesn't last forever. I'm starting to trust now, I think. I can't explain it, but sometimes the more things feel like they're externally out of control, the more you find the calmness within you. And more, I'm realizing that a huge portion of this so-called living we're doing has to do with surrounding yourself with only the best. And figuring out who the good eggs are just isn't that easy of a task. My father always said that if by the end of your life you can count your friends on just one hand, then you're lucky. Well, I'm definitely not anywhere near the end of my life, but I'm starting to understand that sentiment. I don't refer to people as quote-unquote friends as freewheeling as I once did. That's something I keep very close to me, and here's me hoping that you do too. You go through life and you find those people who you know you can share things with. And maybe you're sharing nothing more than anecdotes or a nice laugh. Maybe work secrets about another coworker. Or maybe you find that one person who you can share everything with. I don't know. I don't know a lot of things. But what I do know is that for the first time in a very long time, I have hope for us. It feels like we're really learning what it takes to be a friend. We're not really in awe of people as much. Only on Twitter, and that's because Twitter's full of morons. But we're learning slowly and steadily. Because whether or not you want to admit it, we are all growing. Time is not slowing down, and we're gathering more information than we could have ever possibly thought we could have gathered in recent history. We are shedding layers all the time. We're starting to wake up to the fact that we've been lied to for a very, very, very long time. The transparency with everything is just right in front of our faces. No one can get away with anything in the year of accountability. There have been people in the world, people whose names we've known for a very long time, who have been willingly pulling the wool over our eyes because they, whoever they are, have been telling us that they know what's best for us. And that doesn't work anymore. We're finding our true selves now, and we're finding out that everybody else's bullshit does not have to be our own. And you know what? A true friend would never do something like that to you. A true friend will never say that they know what's best for you. A true friend helps you grow. They let you grow. And a good one will tell you to knock off your bullshit when they can't corral your crazy anymore. And sometimes we have to stay away in order to grow ourselves. And if you find that these people never come back to you and they fully disengage with you, then I'm sorry, but they were never your friend in the first place. Personally, and here comes my confession, I still am spending way too much time on internet people who I can personally feel morally superior over, instead of paying attention to those who can actually help expand my mind and my knowledge bank. So if you have a ways around this, please be a friend and help me out, because I don't know what to do anymore. But you know what? It's fine, because I'm learning lessons all the time. 2018 has been a good year to do that, I think. And now, like I said, we're in the final quarter. At this point, I think everyone's about to be taken down a peg once they realize that screeching and trying to twist the truth and trying to look better than you actually are, it's the worst possible reality to live in. No one is safe from 2018's grasp. We are going to be hurled right into a new year, bigger, better, smarter, and wiser, with only a pinch of societal malaise. I have hope, because I see the growth in all of you, wonderful listeners, and I'm here to keep it growing into the next year and beyond. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Ginescast. I just have a lot of hope, and I just want to share that with you. And I have a lot of ideas, and I hope that I can get off my ass and share them with you as well. Like I said, I will be heading to Politicon in Los Angeles the 20th and 21st of October. I'm very excited to go, and if any of you are going, please let me know, or please let me know who you'd like me to try to speak with while I'm there, because you know me, I've got balls now. The Ginescast comes out every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you like this podcast, please give it a like, leave a comment below, or share it with someone that you think would like it, and make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you want more from me, you can follow me on Twitter, Gab, Twitch, and Instagram at hellogines, or shoot me an email at gina.annunziato@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Ginescast. I'm Gina Annunziato, and I'll see you next time. Take care.